Hello. Take a look at this. What's that look like to you? Doesn't it look an awful lot like, I don't know, a squeeze page? Yeah. How about this? That's a Google AdWords ad, as in Google's advertising a squeeze page on Google AdWords. So what was all that crap about squeeze pages giving a bad user experience? I found out that the gurus made us paranoid of Google's landing page guidelines. Who could blame them though? Poor fellows didn't know any better. They just taught their own distrust of the Google system, which they'd been teaching for a long time because they never understood what an artificial intelligence system is capable of doing with very little human intervention. Remember, it's supposed to stand in for humans and make our lives easier, not harder. Besides, this way, the gurus got to create a need beyond the official AdWords documentation, and that's how they created a market for themselves. Unfortunately, while the techniques worked to some degree, I noticed that people who fiddled less with AdWords and focused on creating repeat customers always had faster, better results, and were less likely to be Google slapped. Google's landing page guideline: if some wannabe says to you, no squeeze pages ever again, here's what you tell them. I'm not going to spell that out, but you get the idea. So if the best way to sell your stuff is with a squeeze page, then do it. Squeeze pages are okay. They have to be. This is what's working for me right now on Google AdWords. I've been running that exact squeeze page for months. It's generated thousands of leads for me and bunches of money. And it has never been disapproved for landing page quality or for anything else for that matter. My frustration though was back when I was Google slapped, was that the gurus were under the impression we should not advertise squeeze pages, and that we should not advertise shallow one-page websites. Otherwise we'd get slapped. Seriously? There's a certain tone or attitude that's special to selling in every market, like in music. A record label's product is entertainment. So websites that promote music usually have to also be entertaining and have these flashy, cool designs to give you a good feeling. If someone tried to sell a new music album and they went against the tradition and they started using a bland, ugly, non-entertaining, boring squeeze page, it would probably flop. Coincidentally, look, this is no more than a squeeze page. Another thing, music is launched one single at a time. That's the music industry's bribe, if you will. Bribe because they share sample music for free on radio and on YouTube, on the artist's official website, and even in the record store, in the hope that by letting people listen to that single, which is the free sample of their album, they hope that they'll be able to entice their fans to buy. But imagine if Google told them, nope, can't do this, bugger off. That would be a bit messed up. Music lovers are used to buying their music in this way, and if Google forces the record labels, the advertisers, to change their promotion habits, that would make Google the most short-sighted billion-dollar company in the world. And no, they would never do that, because Google has a business plan that's 100 years into the future. I'm sure that landing page quality should never interfere with any industry's marketing habits. Of course, provided your industry is legal and permitted to market on Google in the first place. Many of my clients are home business owner types, like MLMers and affiliates and things like that. Those industries in general, they tend to attract people with very little experience in promotion and business, in business law and things like that. People who are underfunded, mom and pop type business owners. And as long as we live in a capitalist society and the laws give us freedom to have a one-man or one-woman small business, then Google needs to be accommodating of that norm. Even if that means allowing loud, ugly squeeze pages that look like they were drawn in crayon by 6-year-old kids, like this page of mine. And I don't even have my input boxes properly aligned when I came to take this snapshot. I was a little bit embarrassed at that. The CSS drives me nuts, and having a hard time outsourcing and having employees is a small business problem, and Google has to be accommodating of that. But what's funny is that the page works like gangbusters. My customers like this stuff. I don't know why, so I don't mess with it, and it's not Google's concern to whine about how many or how few pages that my website or your website has. Remember, Google is not just for the engineers and rocket scientists, nor is it just for agencies and traffic consultants like myself. AdWords is a tool, almost a blessing for all business people. It's so revolutionary because it makes it so simple for small businesses to advertise. The gurus who said no more squeeze pages started sounding stupid to me. I'm sorry to say this, but when marketing anything, I've always found that the best way is to start the relationship up front and very honest. For example, I say, read my page, learn something. Let me email you from time to time. You can have this report or blueprint or whatever. Join our fan club and you'll get some specials or get to listen to samples, whatever. Watch my video, I'll entertain you. Squeeze pages in different forms are used in every single market, because they're the most direct way to initiate an exchange. A lot of my clients sell intellectual property, and last I checked, we live in a world that acknowledges people's right to keep their knowledge a secret, and if they want to sell it for profit and others would pay to know it, then it's also fully within their right to determine the price that they want for that information. And it's nobody else's place to assume a different price for that experience. If all you want is an email for it, then go for it. Consider the myth of squeeze pages hurting landing page quality score busted. Oh, by the way, if you do know a web programming genius, can you please use the comments section below and tell me. So anyway, if you'd like to hear some of my ideas about using AdWords correctly, just watch me. You'd be joining around 12,000 regular business owners who just want to get traffic to their websites and not have to fiddle with any. So I made it dead simple. Here's a few ways that you can watch me. First, you can subscribe to this channel. You can do that by clicking the little yellow button at the top here that says subscribe. Next, watch some of the free web traffic training videos that I've got here by exploring these links here. There are not very many of them. I don't have a lot of training videos in here because they take me so long to create, but there are a couple of very recent ones that you can look at that deal specifically with the most recent SLAP issues. Or you can leave some comments and give me some feedback about what else you'd like to see or any problems you are running into right now. And finally, to get on my notification list whenever I have updated some new content, I recommend that you sign up at my blog at jimyagi.com. I've put in a little extra there. If you click on the free traffic blueprint, you can have a copy of this 136-page report that a friend of mine and I wrote over the span of around a year. Just so you know, this is not a Google AdWords specific training. It's the documentation for my method that I've been using in combination with Google AdWords to get 5 times the traffic at about half the cost. I hope that we'll get to know each other very well, so thanks for listening. This has been Jim Yagi, over and out.